The Indian Navy has already reduced its multi-role carrier-borne fighter requirement from 57 units to 26 units, and now the Indian Air Force is reportedly going to cut down on its MRFA requirement from 114 units to just 57 units, and these 57 fighters will be made in India with transfer of technology from the foreign company to an Indian company. Experts have said that the cutback is mainly on account of the government's self-reliant India policy directive to minimize defense imports, but the reduced numbers will make it more difficult for the foreign company to meet transfer of technology requirements, as numbers provide viability, cost-effectiveness and affordability. With the reduced 57 units, India is unlikely to select a completely new fighter jet, which means that the French Rafale has a higher chance in the competition, and if the Navy's deal for 26 units is combined, it will translate into total 83 units, for which Dassault Aviation is likely to agree to transfer the technology. DRDO Chief Dr. Satish Reddy has said that India is looking at private companies for the development of the Future Infantry Combat Vehicle and the Future Ready Combat Vehicle projects. The DRDO is yet to officially showcase its design for the proposed FICV program, but the private sector companies that are keen to submit their own design of FICV are still keen on acquiring most of the systems and subsystems from the associate laboratories of the DRDO. The DRDO is also working on the 50-ton future main battle tank powered with a 1,500 horsepower indigenous engine. The Indian Army has been offered the Korean K-2, French Leclerc and Russian T-14, but the Army is unlikely to acquire any foreign origin tanks. According to a media report, the DRDO is developing a 150-ton vehicle for defense application known as Veda, that will be used to put defense satellites into orbit, as the Indian Armed Forces have suffered delays in the launch of 4 dedicated navigation satellites due to misplaced priorities of the Indian Space Research Organization, that always prioritizes its own and commercial obligations first over requirements of the armed forces. The road-mobile Veda can be launched quickly from makeshift launch pads, thus negating the requirement for setting up a dedicated launch pad. After organizing an Indian Defence Expo in Tanzania, an Indian delegation led by Joint Secretary Ministry of Defence held talks with Tanzanian delegation led by the Chief of Operations and Training of Tanzania People's Defence Force, and both sides discussed new ways to further strengthen defence cooperation. Representatives of Hindustan Aeronautics Mazagon Dock Limited and Garden Reach Shipbuilders were also present during this meeting. China is all set to launch its third aircraft carrier, which will coincide with the Dragon Boat Festival on 3rd June. It will feature integrated electric propulsion and flat-top flight deck with 3 electromagnetic catapults that will also enable operation of airborne early warning and control aircraft. The third carrier will soon enter sea trials, but it might take several years to achieve initial operational capability. Indian Naval Air Squadron 325 operating the indigenously built Dhruv Mark III helicopters has been commissioned into the Indian Navy at INS Utkrosh in Port Blair. The Dhruv Mark III is equipped with glass cockpit, Shakti engines, advanced maritime patrol radar, electro-optical payload and night vision device that will strengthen maritime capabilities in the region.